Hello and welcome back to JDBC API tutorial. My name is Salman and in the first video I showed you where to download SQL JDBC driver file and SQL JDBC authentication file. In this video I will show you how to connect to SQL Server from a Java application. I have already created a sample database with the name of JDBC sample. In this database I have created a table with the name of employees. There are two columns in employees table, employee ID and employee name. Employee ID is an integer column and employee name is a varchar column. Currently there are no records in this table. I also created a sample JFrame form and I put two buttons in it. One to add record and one to close this application. The first thing you need to do is to copy your authentication file and paste it in your project folder. If you are using a 64-bit operating system, then you will copy a 64-bit operating system file. In my case, I am using a 64 operating bit system, that's why I copied 64-bit operating file and paste it in your project folder. The second file you need to copy and paste here is a JDBC SQL Server driver. Here you will find SQL JDBC driver file, SQL JDBC 4.jar. And copy this and paste it again in your project folder. Now go to NetBeans, right click to your project and go to properties. Go to libraries and click add jar folder. Select SQL JDBC 4.jar file. This will add SQL JDBC driver file to your project. Now let's go to code. I have already done the code for the JDBC connectivity. The first thing you need to do is to import a package for java.sql. The second thing you need to do is to click on the add button and add few lines of code. First thing or the first step is to register your driver. To register a driver there is a simple one-line code. If you are using a SQL Server driver, then you will have to write this code, com.microsoft.sqlserver.jdbc.sql server driver. Once you have registered your driver, the second step is to establish a connection. To establish a connection, you need to create an object of a connection class. When you create an object of a connection class, the second thing you need is a driver manager class and its method getConnection. The getConnection method requires three parameters. The first parameter requires three properties. The first property requires your instance name of SQL Server. Here is my SQL Server instance name. Where you can find this, go to your SQL, right click on the root node and go to property. Here you will find your SQL instance name. Copy it and paste it over here. The second property is database name. My database name was JDBC sample. The third property is for security. Integrated security equal to true. I set this property to true because I am using my connection on Windows authentication without any username and password. So if you are using Windows authentication, then you have to write true over here. For example, if you are using SQL Server authentication and with some username or password, for example SA and SA9, then what you have to do, you have to write false over here. The username in the second parameter, which is SA, and the password in the third parameter, which is SA9. In my case, I am using Windows authentication, so I will remove this and set integrated security property to true. The third thing is to create a statement object. I have created my statement object with the name of st. If you are doing insert, update or delete, In short, if you are doing a DML operation to your database, you need to use execute update method of your statement class. If you are doing a select from a database, then you need to use execute query method of statement class. So we are doing insert, we are inserting a data in a database. Okay, here is my insert query. My first column was integer, that's why I need to convert my text field, JText field 1 into an integer. To convert integer, you need to use pass integer method of integer class. The second column was my varchar column, which was employee's name. So I don't need to convert second JText field. The last step is very simple, is to commit your statement. And to commit your statement, you need to run a commit method of your connection object. So let's run this and let's see if it is working or not. Here we go. Employee ID 1, employee name Salman. Okay, I forgot to write a message over here. If the data inserts, then a message box must be shown. So let's see if data inserted in our database or not. Yes, the database, the data has been inserted in our table. To show the message if the data has been inserted or not, you can write j option pane dot show message dialog. And write your message. Let's run this one more time. There you go, my data has been inserted and the message box has been prompted with the data inserted message on it. Let's close it and check it one more time. There you go. So thank you for watching this video and try this at your home. Thank you.